Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading today for Aquarius energy. There's some other things going on though. I'm picking up a little bit of something that was going on in Libra's reading. I feel like you came into Libra's reading at one point. There was also something in Virgo's reading where I was really pulled to get the star card for them. Even though it's your card in the tarot, it was like there was something about Virgo kind of being overlaid with that energy, and it was coming through with this ringing sound like fairy bells, and as I started your reading I heard this like ringing sound again. So Virgo's reading is kind of coming into play somewhat. I'm also feeling like a bit of a tie-in with Capricorn's reading. It's almost like because you've got a song there that says dealing with the devil, so I don't know if you're like working with a Capricorn or if you have Capricorn placements that you're kind of dealing with. The kind of Capricorn Virgo energy is coming through with getting stuck in your own head, like self-doubt, comparing yourself to others, especially comparing yourself to others who are in the limelight. So again, this could be a Capricorn or a Virgo who's dealing with you and you have some sort of fame or celebrity, because the star card can indicate somebody who is a star. And Capricorn had this as well, where it's like they were watching somebody else singing, or not necessarily singing, but somebody else performing, and comparing themselves to them in some sort of way. It was bringing out some kind of inferiority or insecurity. So I don't know how that all plays in with you, whether these are your placements or these are people that you're dealing with, but that's kind of how it was coming through. What else do I have? I've got this thing about everything coming together. What's that? It's like the A-team. I love it when a good plan comes together. So it's like it all comes together in the end. So the way that they're showing it me visually is, you know how if somebody has a jigsaw puzzle, normally what happens is like they make the whole puzzle first with the whole picture, and then they like cut out the pieces and the segments. So I don't know how it applies to you, but for you, and it could be like a work thing, but it's coming through with like making every single puzzle piece separately, and then like hoping, like fingers crossed it all comes together is the way it's coming through. Libra had this thing about a puzzle piece in their reading. Like literally I was walking along the street and I saw a piece of a puzzle and I was like, oh no, somebody's gonna have a really bad day because they're gonna get the jigsaw puzzle home and find out there's a piece missing. So there's two messages with this. One of them is, they're telling me I love it when a good plan comes together again. So it's like you've been building something or creating something or trying to understand something. I'm really getting like in your head energy, which is really coming through with that Virgo energy. It's like very analytical. It's like, yeah, I guess all of these signs, especially like Libra, Virgo, Aquarius, this thing about like holding a lot of information in your head at any one time, and being quite good at compartmentalizing. Capricorn is the energy of compartmentalizing, and you know, it's working on each piece individually. So it's like maybe you have some kind of ability to like take the big picture, like see the overall thing that you're trying to accomplish, and break it down into individual pieces. But it is stressful to do this. If you have a mind that works like this, it is stressful because it's like you've got a lot of things. It's almost like each star, right? Each piece is being juggled in your head at any one time. So the thing about the missing piece, I don't know if there's something with Libra energy where it's like Libra's piece is missing, like Libra's input is missing, but at the same time Libra had this thing about somebody trying to surprise them. So it's almost like needing Libra's input because Libra's an advisor in the tarot. Like they're your counterpart as well. You're the King of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is Libra, and this is advisor energy. So even if it's not specifically a Libra, you could be missing the input or the, I appreciate your input. You could be missing the input or like that piece of advice. So you're running without that piece of advice. But again, there's this kind of like blackout energy where it's like, you can't just ask for it. It has to, maybe it has to come in separately or independently, or maybe you're trying to surprise Libra. So much information. So it's like, this is what I mean, like the energy of it, just me feeling like, and just saying that spontaneously, like this is so much information. I feel like that's your energy. It's like you're like, it's almost like there's so many individual pieces here to keep track of and keep hold of, and it's stressful, and you know, it's really taking a lot of energy, even if it's not physical energy, it's like the mental energy, like it's exhausting trying to deal with each of these individual puzzle pieces. But then the way that they're showing it me is, even if you're in this stress right now of, oh my God, is this all going to fit together? It's like it fits together perfectly. So they're showing me, it's almost coming in with a noise. Like they're showing me like pieces of a jigsaw that just slot together like seamlessly. Have you ever done woodworking or seen anything on woodworking where they do like, is it called like a dovetail? Like a dovetail join. It's kind of like this kind of shape. And you cut it out of the wood, and then you do the outline on the piece that you're joining, and then cut that out. And it's like a really master craftsman, like somebody who's really good at woodworking. It'll just go like it'll just slot together like seamlessly, like beautifully, and it's so satisfying. Maybe some of you are watching those videos, you know, like the So Satisfying videos on YouTube. It's like I just need that kind of pleasure of watching something that's perfect. But that's how they're showing it me. It's like the puzzle comes together and it's seamless. It's like perfect. And maybe there is a piece that comes in a little bit later, right? It's a little bit delayed, but again, it's like everything just slots together absolutely seamlessly and perfectly. It's like you did it. Your attention to detail on every single piece is like creating this very polished thing. It came in with the song Big Bad Wolf by Roses and Resolutions. And there was a line in it. I've not written it down, but I think I screen captured it while it was on. Let me just grab it. I've got, what's his name? George Peppard. I've got all pictures of George Peppard smoking his cigar because I googled I love it when a plan comes together. Right, hang on. I didn't close down the window. Yeah, so you dance with the devil. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn because the Capricorns are the devil in the tarot. They're not devils, but it's like the card that represents them. Just because they deal with a lot of karma and stuff and shadow energy. Where is it? Funny how it all... So there's a line in that song, it says, funny how it all works out in the end. And I was like, no way, because that's exactly what I was picking up on. Funny how it all works out in the end. Like the puzzle coming together perfectly. It's exactly what I was channeling. And it could be something about time frames as well. Like, you know, time slots, because just something that I was talking about with G. Judge is behind me, by the way. She's playing Sims. So she's in the room, if you can hear her typing away back there. Love for Fun by Enrique. Just relax and let me do my thing. So I feel like this is what you're saying. It's like, don't worry about it. Like, trust me. Like, trust me, especially if there's something where you're having to be, because the King of Swords keeps information to themselves. It's like very need to know basis. So if you are dealing with people and they're like, oh, is this going to work? Is this going to work? How about this piece? How about this piece? Is it going to come together? You're like smoking your cigar going, trust me, I've got this. I love it when a plan comes together. Like feeling a little bit cocky as well. It's like, just relax and let me do my thing. I'm good at this, right? I know what I'm doing as the King of Swords. And Teenage Dirtbag by Wheetus, so make of that one what you will. I was getting something because just before the reading I watched one of these little Hollywood gossip videos about Jennifer Lawrence and I can't remember his name, some guy that she was, see, this is exactly it, some guy that she was dating. So again, with the star card here and with Cappy's reading like yesterday, where it's like they were watching Elvis on the stage, it's like somebody could be in the spotlight, or somebody, maybe even a partner, somebody that you're with is getting a lot of celebrity, a lot of attention, a lot of success in some kind of way. Maybe they're getting a lot of attention at work, and you've got this feeling of like, are they out of my reach now, right? I'm just a teenage dirtbag and they're like this superstar. But then at the end of that song, of course, she comes over to talk to him and she's like, I'm a teenage dirtbag too. So I don't know if you've got somebody up on a pedestal, if someone has you on a pedestal, but it's like the plan will come together. It'll all work out in the end, is the way it's coming through. So also, if there's anybody who is kind of dealing with a Cappy or has Cappy in the chart, or Cappy Aquarius cusp, as I was tidying away the cards after Cappy's reading, these cards came out. So again, it's like serendipity. It's like, have some faith in the situation. Things will balance out. It's like, I don't know, it's just, and thinker feels like you, right? You're the thinker. You're coming through with this analytical energy. And then there was a message because basically, I'll show you how I put the cards away in a second. And all these cards were out in Cappy's reading and they've come back out in kind of a different order. And the man holding a heart has changed to a man holding a coin. And this was coming through with a message to Cappy. Like, don't try and be something that you're not. You're good. Like, you're good at the money side of things. You're good at the practical side of things. Earth signs show love, not through, I don't know, fancy poetry or, you know, showy displays of affection. Earth signs show love, like, especially like Virgos, I'm really getting seen as well, through very practical nurture, through being a provider, through making sure you've got a roof over your head, through making sure, I don't know, you've got a nice bed to sleep in. Like, they're a practical kind of love. They're giving me, you've got a groovy kind of love. So don't, if there's anybody who's coming from that reading, like, don't try and be something you've not. Stick to what you're good at, right? I love it when a plan comes together. Like, so the way that I put the cards away is like this. Like, don't try and be something that you think somebody else wants. You know what I mean? It's like, don't try and, because that's not, you're not, I always say, like, with like the idea of unconventional love, interesting, unconditional love, if you're trying to, if you really like someone and you're trying to impress them and you're playing a role, right, you're trying to become what they want you to be, then you're not actually giving that person the opportunity to love you for who you are. You have to show up authentically. And if you don't, then that person's only loving a mask. So I don't know if that's a message for somebody there. Again, it's kind of come through in your reading, but that's how I put the cards away and they all came back out again. So, okay, let me refocus and make sure I'm talking about Aquarius and not Libra, Virgo or Capricorn. Aquarius. Getting jealousy. And this, like Leo as well. I don't know if you're jealous of a Leo, Leo's jealous of you. Message for Aquarius. Oh, be balanced, Yin Yang. And it's hiding. How interesting. Why would you be secretive about that? It's funny because the angel of balance was here. So Yin Yang, this talks about being active or being passive. Like, should you be in an active state or should you be in a passive state? I can't actually remember which way round it is. It also talks about cycles. Like, sometimes you need to take the lead and sometimes you need to let others kind of take the lead and you go with the flow more. So passive, active, intuitive or logical. Now, you are a logical sign being the King of Swords. So it may be that you're being asked to either step into that energy or be more intuitive and trust your emotions. This card represents energetic life cycles and its purpose is to help you identify the particular cyclic energy moving into or out of your experience. In its upright position, it heralds a yin cycle where most of the action seems to be happening under the surface of things. Again, I'm getting this kind of like, almost like a screening or a behind closed doors feeling where I don't know if somebody feels a little bit left out, right? So it's like one piece of the puzzle has been left out of the overall picture, but it's like you are going to come into it, but there must be a reason. I don't know, again with this thing about anxiety, I don't know if it's like just this idea of like somebody having to concentrate, right, because they've got a lot going on in the mind, right, they've got a lot of, like, they're really trying to juggle all those pieces, and so they're really having to focus. And so it's like they don't want the distractions. So if you've been kind of shut out of a situation, it's because, I don't know, maybe you come in with like creative ideas and they're just like, do you know what, I'm just trying to focus on getting these, you know, getting these dovetails cut. Like, it's not the right time for that piece of the puzzle yet, but it's like there will be a right time for that piece of the puzzle and it will slot in perfectly. Okay. This is a time, so it's not rejection, it's just a not right now is the way it feels. This is a time of great receptivity, intuition and gestation. External circumstances may be forcing you to go within and examine present activity. It's an especially good time for completion, so wrap things up. Exactly, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're on the verge of putting the picture together. Like you're completing something, like completing each individual piece. The yin cycles often call for you to be passive, yielding and reflective. So open up to these sides of your nature. being more than acting is the intention here. So it may be that you're having to put a lot of trust and faith into someone or a situation while they kind of handle things. 22 as well. Watch out for number patterns, because you've got 22, which talks about partnership. 2 and 2 makes 4, which talks about, again, 4's talk to me about the foundation of something, like building strong, solid foundations. So again, it's like, maybe it's like you and somebody else, but you're working on something separately, but it's like it will come together. It will. And again, like, oh my God, like talking about puzzle pieces, look how beautifully these two slot together. It's like so perfect. So it's like they're different but identical. Do you see what I mean? There's something going on with this. And mirror numbers as well. So as I started your reading, it was 1001, or as I looked at my phone, it was 1001, which is a mirror number. 10s talk about completion as well. So what is going on outside of Aqua? What's going on outside of it? If you can hear, I'm a little bit stuffy. I've just got a little bit of a cold. So sorry, I hate the way it sounds in my voice. What's going on outside of Aqua then? What's going on? What's the situation? Who are they dealing with? A leg up. Chop wood. Oh my God, exactly. Oh, daughter romance. You and Capricorn, I don't know. Right, okay. Okay, getting quite a few things at once. So this is making me think of something that was going on with Sagittarius, and I didn't realise until I kind of watched a bit of the readings back. Libra had this whole thing about somebody's making something comfortable for you, like somebody's feathering the nest for you, was the way it came through. And it was like Libra was going somewhere and somebody was preparing the place. It was like they were making the bed or something. And then I didn't remember, and then in Sagittarius was reading, Sagittarius was the one preparing and tidying up, and I said to my daughter, who's Sag, like, that you needed to tidy up because hi the universe wants you to tidy up. No, make your bed,
tell it to piss off.
Oh my God, no, you didn't hear that. So oh, and another double number here as well. So this is almost a mirror number, but not quite. So that gives me 2 steps forward, 2 steps back energy. When I see numbers like that, where it's almost a mirror, but it's kind of a bit back and 2, it always gives me, you know, slow and steady wins the race. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, you know, like that kind of, like, it's moving in the right direction, but it's going slowly. So yeah, so it gives me the same energy. It's like chop wood and daughter romance. It's like you're waiting, is the way it's coming through for you. It's like you're waiting possibly for someone to come and join you, or for some kind of opportunity for romance. I mean, I don't know. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. And again, this isn't you. It's like somebody around you. Somebody is preparing the place, making it nice. And with this energy of waiting, so again, it's like the door is closed. You're sat there waiting. It's like, well, while you're waiting, make it nice, you know, tidy up, do the boring things, you know, wash the dishes, I don't know, make some jam, whatever it is you want to do, because Chopwood says you need to pass the time. So pass the time, make it nice, and then the door will open and it'll be romantic and it'll be gorgeous. A leg up. I don't know where your legs are going, but this is talking to me, if we just take romance out of the equation for a second. I'm sorry, I've got a lot of Libra in my chart. I'm Libra Venus. Okay, I like the romance. A leg up. So this talks about supportive connections, somebody who's literally helping you. So it could be that somebody around you is looking to help you out, to give you a leg up, to make your life a little bit easier in some sort of way. And it could be there's a situation where somebody's a little bit senior to you, but you match really, really well. It's like 3 and 4 as well. It's almost telling me like somebody's at level 4 and somebody's at level 3, but like they're gonna help you out, right? So this is coming through with like a mentor or somebody who can help you onto that next stage, right? Or give you a platform in some sort of way. Noticing all the little stars as well. I don't know if you can see this. This also talks to me about Pisces energy, and it talks to me about perseverance, like really sticking with something. So sticking with something and persevering through it, even though it may be a boring phase, even though it may be that you just have to let some time pass, because you are actually going somewhere really good. And if it's not romance in in like the love and passion sense of the word. It could be romance in terms of the old-fashioned use of the word. So old-fashioned romance kind of meant adventure. So going on an adventure, going on something that feels very Pisces, actually, very fantastical, like a voyage of the mind, you know, that kind of thing, like something like an old-fashioned like night, like a night's adventure, like something very gallant and adventurous and wholesome. I don't know, take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but that's what's going on outside of you. So again, it could be a situation that you're kind of like persevering through, or it could be that somebody's waiting for you to open up the door, right? Waiting for you to complete whatever it is that you're working on, for you to get those puzzle pieces aligned. I'm really liking the 22 and 33 there, kind of bordering it. It's showing me, yeah, look, you're the starfish. So again, Cappy had this starfish energy, and you are the star in the tarot. So it's, you could have the spotlight on you in some sort of way. You could be getting some reward and recognition. There could be an opportunity for expansion as well, for stretching yourself out, and maybe kind of testing the waters of things that you've not explored before. So it could be like, you know, like branching out into, if this is like a work thing, I am quite getting a lot of work stuff, but if this was a work thing, it might be like, you normally take care of one thing, right? Normally it's like, this is your puzzle piece, but it's like you're exploring what it's like to kind of work in those different departments, or do some different skills, or, you know, just explore what it's like to, it's kind of like see the bigger picture in some sort of way. It's like, this is your star, but you're also kind of connecting with these other stars. It's the way it's coming through. So again, this could be networking. Again, if you're some kind of, if you are kind of doing something that puts you in the spotlight in some sort of way, where you are getting some kind of recognition for your work, it could be that you're kind of getting in touch with other people who are in that industry who could give you a leg up. It's also a card about healing. It is a card about coming into balance, which fits here. Yeah, healing at a soul level and operating on a really high vibrational level. It is a very high vibrational card. It does talk about hope as well. It does have a warning here saying don't become too greedy. So enjoy the like accolades that are coming to you. Interesting with the spider web as well, with this stretching out quality, and let things flow to you as well. You don't have to. So in that week where I didn't put up any readings, one of the messages that was coming through was, you don't necessarily have to do anything actively. Like, you can allow resources to flow your way. So if you cast your net out wide, you can capture more of these resources that are coming, like, it's like they're flowing past you, or they're coming your way anyway. You just have to put out your net and catch them, right? So you don't actively have to necessarily go out there and kind of catch everything. It's like, let it. There's a lot of stuff about waves and stuff as well. I was noticing Nicholas Ashbow this morning. He had this collective reading about waves and flow. It's like, you don't always have to like sail out there. You can sometimes allow the tide to wash things into you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing there with the starfish and the spider. What's going on outside of Aquarius, please? What's this energy over here? There you go. Let things flow to you. Networking as well. Of course, the spider web talks about connection, making those connections where people can give you a leg up. The web as well, the spider web supports the spider, right? So what is supporting you? Are you making connections that support you, that have got your back, that want to give you a leg up? And how can you make more of those? The bat talks about like psychic awareness, or intuition, reading the room. If you think about how the sonar works, right, it maps the environment. They're showing me VR. My son plays VR, and so if you think about how VR will map the environment, it'll read the room. So maybe this is something about, if you are networking, it's like, read the room, right? Don't just go in there and start talking. Like, go and, like, I don't know, go to the bar, order a drink, you know, take a minute to kind of like get your bearings and read the room. Who's talking to who are people walking towards, who are people avoiding, right? That can tell you about who who is a good person to get to know, who to network with. Interesting. But it also could be just be talking about this person having a bit of a psychic ability to connect to the higher consciousness and kind of like put that web out and see who's out there on a kind of 5D level, who can they connect with. Maybe just on LinkedIn or something. I don't know. What are we going for? Feeling this for you today. So Gilded Tarot. What's going on in Aquarius's heart space, please? They're showing me the tea leaf deck. What are we on? 25 minutes. Okay, let's get a few tea leaf cards for you. I wonder if there's something in here. Oh, it's going to take me a second to set up though. I'm going to do it on camera. Just so you can kind of see my process. Let's go like, hang on. It's a unwieldy deck to use, I find. It's not the most comfortable. So we're shuffling for teapot. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex could be important to you. We're shuffling for, or maybe there's something about an actual teapot. Maybe you're spilling the tea, having a cup of tea with somebody. Okay, reading for Aquarius, splitting for Aquarius. No cards yet, please. Can I shuffle for Aquarius? Okay. Okay, let's see what they've got for you. So what messages do you have for Aqua, please? Affairs with your family and great passion. Tree and tulip. Trees and tulips may be important to you. I'm getting maybe there's a tree with tulips underneath it, so just watch out for that. It could be something that you're familiar with or something that acts as a sign if you see a tree with tulips underneath it. It's making me think of where I spread mum's ashes and we planted some plants, but we don't actually know what the plants are going to be yet. And they're starting to have, they do actually look like this, so they haven't got a flower on yet, but underneath the tree they're starting to have this kind of like long stem, like grass almost starting to grow. So we're just waiting for it to flower and see what it kind of comes out of that. Tulips as well can talk about friendship or passion, I guess. So I think the colour of the tulip is significant, so maybe that's something you could also look into. Messages for Aquarius, please. Messages for Aquarius. Hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Again, this feels like mentally exploring. Okay. Anything else? Messages for Aquarius, please. This one feels funny. It feels funny on my wrist here. I don't know, somebody just maybe carpal tunnel syndrome or something like that. I don't know. It feels strange. Fun, romance, celebration, party. Well, there you go. You've got daughter romance. And I was saying it's like you're networking, right? It's like you're in a room, like an office party or something. Fire, strong emotions, passionate love or hate. Hope it's love. And then there's the hammock again. So interesting. I don't know if any of that means anything to you. Interesting that you've got fan and fire, because that's talking to me about like actually fanning the fire. So just be careful of who you're networking with. Are there people who enjoy the drama, right? Are there people who fan the flames of hatred? Is anybody like you know, stoking the fire in that kind of way? If there's any drama, if there's any tea being spilled, just be careful as well. If you're going out for like a lunch with somebody, if you're going to a situation where you're sitting down having a cup of tea, are they stoking the flames? Are they intentionally trying to get you angry? Why are they doing that? It's not very high vibrational behavior. But if this is fanning the flames of romance, fanning the flames of passionate love, then that's, I would say, a bit more of a good thing. Interesting with the bat as well. The bat almost is coming through like fanning. And sometimes you want flames, right? Sometimes, like, if you were trying to start a fire, like a campfire or something, you kind of blow on it, don't you? And you kind of want the flames to spread. So sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not appropriate, is the way that's coming through. Right, let's get back to you. Your emotions then. What's going on with Aquarius's emotions? Wheel of Fortune. Taking a chance. Feeling like a really positive cycle is coming in for you. Feeling like Jupiter is blessing you. It's a card about luck. It's funny because I pulled it out as well at the start of Capricorn's reading yesterday. It's a card about luck. Things just going your way. Good fortune. a really positive cycle. So I feel like, because it's emotionally, it's like you feel this coming in, or you feel like you're going through a cycle where you're getting a lot of success, and you know, things are just really, really, really going your way. King of Pentacles there as well. So it could be something to do with work. They're telling me work, wealth, and romance. Careful about having office romances, obviously. That's a very sticky territory. What's going on in Aquarius's mind? What's going on in Aquarius's head? Some sort of truth. You're getting very clear about something. Again, it's kind of like this is coming through as the missing piece of the puzzle. So it's like if you've been trying to understand something, if you've been trying to see the bigger picture, it's almost like this is a piece of information that you needed, right, to understand something. However, with the sword pointing down, it's something that is, again, it's kind of like needs to know basis. So at the moment you have this piece of information. I don't know what you're doing with it, right? You could be keeping it to yourself. And then the Six of Pentacles is a card about making things fair on a tangible level. So it can talk about a situation where one person has a lot of time, a lot of wealth, a lot of assets, a lot, you know, it could be talking about that King of Pentacles character who can be like husband, boss, business partner, father figure. It's like somebody has more than others. Like these people, the hands at the bottom indicate people who are in need, right? So again, you've got this leg up card. So it could be that there's somebody, and it could be you as well, giving other people a leg up. So take it as it resonates. But one person, you have a piece of information about something where there's an opportunity to make things balanced and fair in terms of something practical and tangible. So it could be money, could be wages, it could be giving a situation more time to make it fair. It could be maybe asking for some kind of like extension to the work. You know, if you want it to be good quality, you need to give us more time. It's only fair. Like, look at this project, look at that project, let's compare the time that they had, you know, something like that. But yeah, this is mentally something that you have, it's like something that's coming to your awareness about making something more equal on a tangible level. So it could be something like you've got information about maybe some kind of payout scheme at work, or it's like you've got some information about some money coming in and you're going to be able to redistribute it to other people. But again, it could be that you're keeping this to yourself for the time being. What's going on in Aquarius's action space, please? Juggling. There you go. I told you were juggling. It's like all the different puzzle pieces. Oh, Ace of Cups as well, and King of Cups. Whoa, having very, very deep feelings about this. Whatever you're doing, it's important to you, and it's coming from a deep emotional place, especially with the Star card there as well. This is... again, the King of Cups can be quite secretive. I feel like you see something very, very clearly. You see whatever you're doing, you put in a lot of love into it. It's like the love you pour into this project, the attention to detail that you give it, is what makes it successful. It is what makes it work. It's almost got this feeling of like, just with the imagery of these two cards, it's like, do you see how there's two pentacles being weighed up here? And then you're literally, in your action space, you're weighing up these two pentacles. So I don't know why, it's like none of your attention is on these other four pentacles. Like you're very focused on these two. So again, it could be something where maybe this is like a project and you've divided up the projects. It's like this, the pentacles are representing the whole puzzle. And like these are the pieces of the puzzle or the pieces of the project that you've given to other people, right? It's like you work on this, you work on that. I'm going to focus on getting these two right. I'm getting focused on getting these two into balance. But there is something where you definitely, your attention is definitely on one more than the other. So just be careful if you're working on something. Do you see how this one here, there's nothing on the side of this card. There's This one's lower, his attention's over here. His attention's over here because there's a moon, there's a boat, there's a dolphin. So it's like there's more detail here where this one perhaps has been a little bit overlooked. So this could just be a little piece of advice for you where it's like, if you are dealing with a lot of different things, make sure you pay attention to the whole picture and don't get too, I'm really getting that kind of Virgo energy, like don't get too hyper focused on one aspect of the picture, so that again, if this was the whole picture, it's like all the detail is in this piece and then this piece is lacking. So where do you have to balance this out? Where has too much attention gone, where other aspects are lacking? You may have to revisit the whole picture. But again, I'm getting this message about it will all come together in the end. It will all work together really well. But you don't want to have it like too heavily weighted on one side of the frame. Right? If you imagine that you had a picture, like a picture frame, but it was like, for some reason, it was like the picture was weight. And so all the images were in one corner of the screen and it was heavy in that corner of the screen. The picture would not sit right on the wall. It would keep, you know, swinging. So you have to make sure that the weight of the picture is evenly balanced and evenly distributed. Maybe you work in distribution, I don't know. Just trying to decide what I want for this side of the table, and I'm torn between Steampunk and Witch's Tarot, but I think the Witch's Tarot is just pulling me slightly more, so let's go in with that. Okay, the energy outside of Aquarius, what's going on in the emotions, in the heart space of this situation or place, a person, thing, secretive. Again, I don't know if you feel like somebody's been a bit secretive. Oh, that's the office gossip card. This is one of my least favourite versions of the Three of Cups. So normally Three of Cups is community. It's the people who've got your back, your soul tribe, right? Your friends, your family, your support group, the people that you want to go out and have a drink with and kind of do that whole cheers thing. However, this to me always carries... Oh, my ear is really ringing. It was like I suddenly went underwater. Right for spite as well. So I don't know if you have that, if depending on which earrings or itches, it's left for love, right for spite, and this is right for spite. Yeah, it's like people gossiping about you. It's always this specific card, it's like gossiping around the water cooler. I don't know, again, it's like spilling the tea. They look kind of bitchy. You know, it's like, you know when you walk into a room and they stop talking and they kind of like look at you with that smirk. I don't know. I just think people might... I don't kind of want to make you paranoid about it. Again, the meaning of the card is very, very positive, but the imagery of this one... And you had that thing about stoking the fire, right? Like people who are like... It's almost like pretending to be a friend, but, you know, trying to get you to spill the tea, trying to, you know, being like, oh, how do you feel about that? Did that make you angry? Like, what are you going to do about it? You know, it's like... The kind of people who are like low vibrational, just about the drama. So watch out for that. It's like you need to know the difference, right? You need to use your intuition. You need to put out the sonar to see who really has your back and who is just, I don't know, trying to be friendly to you to get you to open up. Again, this thing about like going out and having tea with somebody, or an office party or some networking event. It's like, just be careful. These people might be like, you know, the kind of people who like keep filling your glass up so you don't know how much you've drank, and then all of a sudden like you've lost your inhibitions and you're just sort of telling everybody all your secrets. Again, that sword is pointing down, so I think you realize that you need to not give everybody all the information. Just have your wits about you. You know, just if in doubt, just play your cards close to your chest. Like, again, keep things on a need to know basis. Do those people really need to know all your business? Probably not. Yeah, no, there's deception here. The moon in the thoughts, it could be there's some illusion. You know, these people could be under some sort of illusion. They're misunderstanding a situation, or they're, you know, you know, when there's not when somebody doesn't have the full information, or a community doesn't have the full information, and they start to make assumptions, and those assumptions often turn out to be completely inaccurate and wrong, because I don't feel like they have the full picture, right? They only have whatever pieces they have of that picture. So it's like they are, again, it could be that they're spreading rumors based on assumptions that they're making. It doesn't feel good, and especially with like fanning the flames, it's, again, it's like they've only got a small piece of the puzzle. Have you ever seen that TV show Catchphrase? It used to be on in the UK all the time, and it used to have a screen with that was kind of like divided up a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, and they used to have the contestants press a buzzer, and it would randomly reveal one of the pieces of the picture, and they had to guess what the catchphrase was. So if you think about a catchphrase like, I mean, like, I don't know, I love it when a plan comes together, which isn't really like a catch, I mean, it is a catchphrase, but more like, you know, don't cry over spilt milk, or a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You know, all these like sayings and idioms. So say, for example, it was, I love it when a plan comes together, and it's just like catchphrase, especially with what I was saying over here with like all the information is in one piece of the picture. So it's like sometimes what would happen in that TV show, I wonder if I can get a clip of it and insert it into this video. I'll see if I can do some editing. So like, what would happen would be like they would press the buzzer and a piece of this picture would be revealed, and they'd have to guess the catchphrase. But what would often happen is you'd have several pieces of this picture revealed, and it'd just be like a piece of sky, a piece of grass, you know, like here, with no detail, and you wouldn't, it'd just be like a shot in the dark at what they were guessing at. But like sometimes like one square would be revealed, and it's like all the information would be in that square, and you'd get it instantly. So it's like making assumptions based on not being able to see the whole picture, and getting it wrong, basically. I wonder if I can get catchphrase. If I do it, I'm going to insert it here. So I don't know if I did it or not. Wheel of the Year. So they're coming through as immature. Look at that. Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. Again, it feels like these are people who are, maybe you're the senior one, and these people who are trying to, I don't know, maybe they're aware that you are going to be in charge of dividing up the assets, or in control of the paychecks, or, you know, being able to give out opportunities. So these people are trying to cozy up to you in some sort of way, or get more information out of you. Because it's like in their action space, they've also got this, it's called the Wheel of the Year in this deck, but it's the Wheel of Fortune. And you've got this in your emotions, right? You've got this in your heart space. You're doing this because you care about it, right? You have deep feelings about whatever this Wheel of Fortune represents, where they're feeling a little bit more opportunistic. Like, let's get a piece of this pie, perhaps? Tell me more about the Wheel of the Year. Yeah, let's get a piece of that pie. I mean, it could be that you're building, because this is the bigger picture, the Ten of Pentacles. If this is pieces of the puzzle, this is the whole puzzle, like the whole picture. So this is in their action space. So it's not necessarily coming through as negative, although the moon does have this connotation of like, I mean, it could be intuition with the bat there. Like psychic ability. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but again, it's because it's feeling like a group, because the Ten of Pentacles is like your entire office, right? Or your entire family, or it's not you on your own, it's a group of people, and it's a group of people with shared assets. So again, this could be like work, it could be home, family. It's where there's like practical, tangible things, but there's more, like lots of people involved. Normally it's really, really supportive. It's really, really positive. It's a nurturing environment with friends, right? But there could just be some, that moon, there could just be some, and this fan in the flames, it's like there could just be some, not, like some people in that group are going to be more high vibrational than others. Some people are going to be genuine, right? And they're going to come at this at the same angle as you. Other people are going to come into this just wanting what they can get from it. So it's up to you to figure out who's who, and maybe even to test them a little bit, you know, to if you're giving people a leg up, it's like give them a small project first, give them a, you know, a very small piece of that pie or piece of that puzzle to handle and see how they get along with it. Do they put the full effort into it, or do they do it in a half-hearted way? Like how much do they really want this thing? Like who's here for the free ride? Is how that feels to me. What's on the bottom? Four of Wands. Yeah, because again, it's like you're building something, and it's almost like this is the pieces of the puzzle coming together, and then it could be an event as well, like a work event, celebration of a milestone, celebration of a completed project. It feels good on the whole. I've just got a slight inkling about that side of the table. And like, how much does that bother you as well? Can you just be like, okay, I know that not everybody is going to put as much effort into this as me. I've got an overview, right? I know that if one area needs a bit more work, if one person hasn't completed the project, maybe I'll put a couple of other people that I know I can trust onto that, you know, to kind of like go and help them out. I'll do it like I'm doing them a favor. You know, I can see that you're struggling a little bit. I know that you've got stuff going on. I'm just going to send a few more resources your way. But to those people, you're going, go and make sure it's done properly. You know, like you can make it out like you're doing them a favor. What am I feeling for you? I need to get you an advice card, but I'm not sure what I'm going to go for. Hold on. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't go with my sickle and Lenormand deck. Right, hang on. Anything else for Aquarius over here? Marriage? Okay. That came out quite sure, didn't it? It's like, yes, we're sure about this. Marriage could be a factor for you. And change. I don't know. Maybe you and your partner are moving house, changing job. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. This could be something about your family tree. This also indicates legacy and family tree. Journey as well here. Change, journey, marriage. Yeah, you could be moving family home or something. What's going on over here, please? Children could be involved. These could be your children. Again, it could indicate people who are... Interesting, this kind of Pisces energy. This could indicate people who are childlike. So it could be children, it could be Pisces energy, it could be people who are childlike, right? Or immature in some sort of way. Because this child card, it does come in with this energy of like fantasy or illusion or fairy tale. And this card, which is the Pisces card here, the moon, also carries the same thing. So it's like somebody who mentally they're a little bit dreamy, mentally they like to live in a little fantasy realm in the head, right? Again, gamble, risk, Wheel of Fortune, the dice. Like there's definitely, you feel like you're making some sort of change, but it feels like a gamble. It feels like a risk in some sort of way, right? God, your readings, all the readings have been super interesting this week. Some of them have been a bit out there. Like Libra's was bonkers. I was like, what is happening? Because I'm a Libra, I was like, wait, I'm doing what now? Yours just feels fascinating. It's like, I want to know more. Like, I want to see the big picture too. Right, what's going on? Again, let's think about jigsaws and children. Like, obviously, jigsaws are like a child's toy. Advice, please, for anyone resonating with this reading. Advice for anyone resonating with this reading. That is a lot of advice. There's that tree again. And generosity, right, with this? Generosity, happiness, and bluebird spirit. I don't know if this has any significance on anyone, especially maybe because you've got children. I don't know why it's coming out, but I'm going to give you what I'm being given. So sometimes I play Minecraft, which is a computer game, and all the trees are green. Just with you having tree here. And it frustrates me because I'm like, well, what if I want to, like, can we get some more variety of trees? Can I get some red trees? Can I get some blossom trees? Can I get some maple trees and blossom trees, please? It's like I keep asking for those specific trees in Minecraft because I'm like, I just want some different leaf colours, because you can actually chop the leaves off and like use them as bushes, and it's like I want some variety of tree colour, please. So I don't know why it's coming through like that, but with tree it's like, maybe if it's like family tree, it's like wanting more. Maybe if this is work, it's like wanting the network, right? Wanting the tree, the legacy of your workspace to have more variety. That could be a message. Transmutation, you've got change here, so something is transforming. Generosity, happiness. Let's have a read. So 29. At the edge of the aurora, I'm not going to, yeah, I'll read the whole thing. At the edge of the forest rises a mountain. The journey to the top is long and arduous. The path has boulders and landslides that make it difficult to discern what lies ahead. Yet you climb, knowing that something remarkable awaits you. As you finally reach the top, you peer over a boulder and see a large pyre. A tired old phoenix comes into view, his wings dragging, only to heave himself into the fire. The flames leap higher and higher. As they die down, out of the ashes arises a new, renewed phoenix, with bright colours that outshine the sun. He looks directly at you with a fierce intensity before soaring off to the mountaintop. That feels like you. Like, look at this guy, like head on. And then it says, demands respect. I don't know. You don't have to have brown hair and all that kind of stuff, by the way. Your life is changing, perhaps in ways that you didn't expect. See, you've got change. But it is wildly wonderful. Transmutation is the act of changing from one state of being or from one element into another. The phoenix is legendary for his transmutation in the fire. In the flames he is reborn, leaving behind his old and tired self to become a passionate, wild and free bird. Maybe some of you are leaving a marriage. Something that you might have thought would never change is changing into something amazing. It is not an ending. Rather, it is a bright, shiny new beginning. Again, change, like Wheel of Fortune, that is a change in your life. That is a big cycle change, like a new phase coming in. Situations that seemed lackluster are transmuting into fabulous opportunities. Release expectations and limited thinking, for things are not as they seem. The spirit of the phoenix says, a big change is at hand in your life. No way, change. A big change is at hand in your life. What feels like an ending is really a beginning. Rising out of the flames and ashes, you are entering a new cycle. Even if life seems murky in areas, this is only clearing before a rebirth. Hang in there, the best is yet to come. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Again, I've got this energy of like it all slotting into place, like it all suddenly making sense, everything. It's like, you know, that card that came out that was like serendipity or something. It's like all of a sudden everything that's happened, like you suddenly get clarity of how it was all meant to be, like how everything that happened in your life has brought you to this place, to this moment, is how it kind of feels. Beneath the large boughs of the maple tree, animals are invited to rest. And it's funny how I was getting like the under the tree, right, with the up there. At any time you might see a doe and her fawn killed in the midday shade. Capricorn had the doe in theirs. Squirrels as well. I'm going to have to show you a card that kept on coming out last week. It was driving me crazy. Squirrels scamper up the trunk and dash from limb to limb. A rabbit stops to sniff the air. Libra had the rabbit. Creatures large and small are drawn to take refuge in the maple shade. What you give comes back to you. Maybe something to do with Canada, right? Maple trees. What you give comes back to you tenfold. There are times in life to receive and there are times to provide. What? Yin Yang, right? What we were talking about up here. Right? And the thing about waves as well. Sometimes it's time to be active and sometimes it's time to let things flow to you. Right? Receiving. There are times in life to receive and there are times to provide love, services and items to others. This, which we're talking about here, right? Where's that gone? Here. Like, I think it's crazy how the cards like wrap up together. This card suggests that this is a time to give with your whole heart. Give without thinking of what you will gain in return. By doing this, you enter into the flow of the universe and blessings will shower upon you. So give with an open hand. Give not expecting anything back in return. Give because you want to help out others. Give because it feels good to give, right? Because it feels good to help people. Dog barking could be significant for you. Maples are thought to be very old species of trees. They are known to withstand environmental changes and can survive and thrive in various climates. Some traditions believe that the maple lends strength and power to those around it. If you tap into the maple, you will find a sweet sap, which symbolically brings sweetness into your life. Hold on. I shushed the dog. I found I've got this ability now to like make dogs and babies stop crying and stop barking just through thinking about it. Like it's mental, right? Be open to receive the bounty of the universe. At the same time, be generous with others and yourself. A warmth of spirit radiates from you. Share from your heart and receive with an open heart. Successful will blossom. Bluebird spirit, happiness, watch out for bluebirds. It could be a spirit messenger for you. You follow the sweet songs of birds into the forest. As you find the source of the sound, you see in the tree above you a flock of bluebirds. The bright colour of their wings shimmers in the sunlight. Their song envelops you in a soft embrace of bliss. This card is a harbinger of delight. Celebrate and have fun. Embrace life, yourself and others. Say yes today. Soar to the clouds and let your doubts dissolve. So get out of your head and just say yes more, right? Say yes, be open, be in flow, go, you're like, I don't know. It feels like a really nice energy that you're stepping into. It's simple. Your purpose in life is to experience happiness. That's all that's required of you as a soul. You do not need to be unhappy to please another. Whatever your circumstances, there's always something that can bring you delight. And what you put your attention on will grow. Sorry, going back to that, you do not need to be unhappy to please another. That feels like Capricorn energy. I get that a lot for them. And it kind of came through yesterday. It's like, stop trying to be what somebody else wants you to be if it's making you miserable, right? Sometimes you've got to, like, why would you put somebody else's happiness over your own? Like, everyone deserves, Virgo as well. This is such a Virgo energy because Virgo is like the martyr, right? In the tarot, like it's a very self-sacrificing energy. So if you've got Capi or Virgo in your chart, just be aware of that need that comes with that energy to self-sacrifice for the needs of others. And, you know, if you're miserable, right, maybe this is like an unhappy marriage, right, where you're constantly pleasing your partner. If you're miserable, like, that is not living your life in balance. Like, both partners, there has to be equal give and take, right, where it's mutually supportive. And if you're trying to wear a mask all the time, trying to, you know, that's not unconditional love as well. If you're in a relationship where the other person is like, oh, I'll only love you if you become the person that I want you to be. I'll only love you if you completely change who you are to, like, be like that actor that I fancy, or to show these characteristics. It's like, don't be like that. So that's kind of the message that was coming through at the end of Cappy's reading of like, you don't have to be some kind of like Casanova if that's not naturally who you are. I mean, check out your Venus placement. That could tell you a little bit about how you engage in romance. But yeah, if your love is a practical kind of love, you know, if you show your love through, I don't know, providing, or I don't know, cooking a meal, or, you know, if you're not the showy kind of love, that's okay. Like, not everybody cares about red roses, like, you know, red roses up the stairs, or, you know, like romantic music playing, or, you know, like the seduction side. Some people, like, I'm an air sign, I'm like, I haven't got time for that. You know, but again, sometimes that is earth sign. I don't know, whatever works for you. Like, it's like security. Earth sign love is like providing a sense of safety and security. Whatever your circumstances, it's always something that can bring you delight, and what you put your attention on will grow. When you focus on the areas of your life that bring you happiness, these areas will prosper. Again, just be careful what you think about, you bring about. So some of you, because I was picking up at the beginning of the reading of like a negative mindset, of like anxiety, of worry, just try and release it and let good things flow to you. Obviously, it's good to pay attention, but you don't want to overly obsess or overanalyze on one aspect of your life and neglect another as well. So one of the fastest paths to true pleasure is through sharing and giving. So give, and you're giving, right? You are giving somewhere. So give of your heart and share your love. Happiness spreads to others like wildfire and can help heal the world. Dance and sing with abandon. Joy is your spiritual birthright. Affirm. Happiness and ecstasy flow through me wildly and freely. So again, just to flip and reverse that, the thing about the man holding a coin and the man holding a heart, like if you've been the man holding a coin, right, if you've done everything the right way, if you've done the practical side of life and you just want to, I don't know, have that epic Pisces romance, go and have the epic Pisces romance if that's what you need, if that's the cycle change for you. Just flip it and reverse it in the need, how you need to, right? Do you crave security and solid foundations, or do you crave a wild adventure? Perhaps you crave both, and you need to balance your life in a way that caters to both of those needs. In a way where you're being authentic and not wearing a mask to please somebody else. All is well. Say yes to life and let your doubts dissolve. Don't wait for the future. Live life fully now. You do not need to struggle or suffer to grow. You can grow leaps and bounds amid joy. Yeah, really picking up on that Marta Virgo energy there. And I love Virgos, right? I love Virgos to bits because they look after me, but they can get a little bit grouchy if they're trying to overgive, right? If they're trying to please the other person too much. You know, and they're not taking care of their own needs, you do get a very grouchy Virgo. So that could just be a message for someone dealing with a Virgo. All right, do take care of yourselves. I hope that was helpful. Go and check out the description box down below, where if I haven't put in a link to catchphrase, if I haven't put a clip of catchphrase in, I'll put a link in, if I remember, down below. And some of the songs that came through in your reading and a few bonus songs will be down in the description below for you as well, which may give you a little bit more guidance. An hour-long video again. I just can't do short videos. I don't know why. I talk too much. All right, do take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye, Aquarius.